Ladies, let me tell you something right now, words are powerful. Words can start wars. They can end wars. Words can heal. Words can destroy. And when it comes to love, when it comes to making a man think about you nonstop, baby, it's all in what you say and how you say it. Words are not just sounds we put together. They are bridges between two hearts. When you speak the right words to a man, you're not just filling silence. You're planting something deep inside his spirit. Think about it. Everything we feel in life is tied to words. The first time somebody told you they loved you, you felt it. It wasn't just the sound, it was the meaning behind it. The way they said it, the timing, the sincerity, that's what made it powerful. That's how words create connection. They have the ability to touch places that actions alone can't always reach. Now, men might act like they're tough, like words don't matter, but let me tell you, they do. A man can go out into the world and hear 100 negative things in one day. You're late. You didn't do this right. You're not enough. The world beats him down with words. And then he comes home to you. You got a choice. You can either be another voice tearing him down or the voice that builds him up. The right words from the right woman at the right time can make a man feel unstoppable. That's connection. That's power. See, emotional connection doesn't happen overnight. It's built through consistent moments where words become proof of care. When you tell a man, I'm proud of you, or I appreciate you, something happens inside him. His chest lifts. His mind starts replaying that over and over. He could be sitting at work looking at his screen, and suddenly he remembers what you said, and he smiles, because words linger. Words echo. Actions matter. But words give life to those actions. They explain the heart behind what you do. And let me say this, real connection is not just about talking. It's about meaning what you say. Anybody can throw out compliments just to sound sweet. But when you speak with sincerity, when you pause, look him in the eyes, and say something from the soul, he feels that energy. Men are not mind readers. They don't always know how you feel unless you tell them. Your words become the roadmap to your heart. They let him know where he stands. They let him feel safe, wanted, respected. Words create memories too. That one text you send at the right moment, he'll screenshot it and look at it later. That voicemail where your voice cracked because you were so proud of him, that stays with him. Long after the day is over, your words keep working. They make him feel like you're still there even when you're not. That's why words are more than communication. They're connection. They build trust. They keep love alive. They make him think about you when he's alone because the echo of your voice is still in his head. So when I say words create emotional connection, I'm saying don't underestimate what you say. Use your words like keys that unlock parts of his heart no one else has touched. Speak life into him. Speak belief into him. Speak appreciation into him. Because when you do that, you won't just be talking to his ears. You'll be talking to his soul. And once you reach a man's soul, baby, you own real estate in his mind forever. Every man, no matter how strong he looks or how successful he seemed, carries a deep need inside him, a need to feel like a hero. Not a comic book hero flying through the skies, but a hero in the eyes of the woman he cares about. When you make a man feel like he matters, like he is needed, like he is capable of saving the day, you unlock something powerful in him. See, men are wired to protect, to provide, to win. It's not about ego, it's about purpose. And when you speak or act in a way that affirms that purpose, he responds in ways you can't even imagine. Let me tell you something. The world rarely gives men that feeling anymore. Out there, he's just another guy at the office, another name on the list, another driver stuck in traffic. Nobody claps for him when he pays the bills. Nobody cheers for him when he fixes something in the house. He doesn't get awards for doing the right thing. But you have the power to give him what the world never will, the power to make him feel like the hero in your story. And when you do that, he will think about you nonstop because you've given him something priceless. It's not about pretending to be helpless or weak. It's about recognition. It's about letting him know that his presence, his effort, his strength matters. When a man hears you say, "I feel safe with you," or "I don't know what I'd do without you," it hits him deep. Those words are like fuel to his soul. They tell him he's not invisible. They tell him he's winning in your eyes. And let me tell you, when a man feels like he's winning with you, he will move mountains to keep that feeling alive. This is why appreciation and admiration are so powerful. A simple, "I love how you take care of things," or "you always make me feel protected," does something to him. It doesn't just make him smile. It ignites his drive. Men are doers. They respond to what feeds their purpose. And making him feel like a hero feeds his purpose like nothing else. It makes him feel like he's not just a man, he's your man. And that right there is everything to him. When you make a man feel like a hero, you're not stroking his ego. You're speaking to his nature. And the truth is, the more you acknowledge that, the more he steps into that role. If you treat a man like he's not needed, like he's replaceable, don't be surprised when he pulls back. But if you make him feel valued, needed, appreciated, "Oh, baby, he's not going anywhere," he'll wake up thinking about you. He'll go to sleep thinking about you. He'll plan his future around you. Because in a world that constantly tells him he's not enough, you made him feel like the man he always wanted to be. And let me leave you with this: every man wants to be somebody's hero. If you give him that, not through flattery, but through real words and real gratitude, you'll have a man who sees you as his greatest prize, because the woman who makes him feel like a hero, that's the woman he'll fight for, protect, and love without question. People talk about love all the time like it's the only ingredient that matters in a relationship. But let me tell you something real. Love without respect is empty. You can love somebody and still hurt them. You can love somebody and still talk down to them. You can love somebody and still not value who they are. Respect, though. Respect speaks louder than love because it's the foundation. Love might be the feeling, but respect is the action that proves that feeling is real. Men, especially, crave respect more than they crave affection. You ever wonder why some men leave women who love them deeply for someone else? It's not because they didn't feel loved. It's because they didn't feel respected. See, a man will give his all to the person who makes him feel like a man, who treats him like he's worth something. When a man feels disrespected, it eats at his soul. It makes him pull away. But when he feels respected, he comes alive. He wants to stay. He wants to provide, protect, love deeper. Respect is shown in the little things. It's how you talk to him when you're angry. It's how you acknowledge his effort, even when it's not perfect. It's letting him lead in areas where he's strong instead of tearing him down to prove a point. Disrespect isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the sarcasm, the constant comparison, the little digs that make him feel small. And let me tell you something. When a man feels small in your presence, he will go looking for a place where he feels big. That's just the truth. But when you respect him, when you speak to him like you believe in him, even when life has him questioning himself, that's when you become unforgettable. Respect is saying, "I trust you," without needing to control every move. It's saying, "I believe in you," even when the world doubts him. It's asking for his opinion and actually listening to it. Men notice that. They notice when their voice matters to you. And when you give a man that level of respect, he associates you with peace. You become the place he wants to run to, not run from. Respect also means honoring who he is, not just who you want him to be. It's easy to respect someone when they're at their best, but real respect shows up when they're struggling, when he's at his lowest, and you still talk to him like a king. Woo, that's powerful. That's what makes a man think, I can build with her. I can trust her with my heart. Because if you respected him when he had nothing, he knows you respect him when he has everything. Love sounds sweet, but respect sounds like truth. It sounds like loyalty. It sounds like home. And that's why I say respect is louder than love, because respect will keep a man even when love feels tested. Respect will make him proud to call you his. Respect will make him fight for you, provide for you, protect you. So don't just tell him you love him, show him you respect him. Because when a man feels respected, there's nothing he won't do for the woman who gave him that gift. When two people first meet, everything feels exciting because everything is new. You want to know everything about each other. What makes them laugh? What makes them dream? What they hate? What they love? That curiosity is electric. It creates energy, and that energy feels like passion. But here's the problem: most people stop being curious after a while. They think, I know him now. And when you stop being curious, you stop growing together. That's how relationships go from exciting to boring. Curiosity is like oxygen to a relationship. When you keep asking, keep learning, keep discovering, you keep the spark alive. See, people change. The man you met a year ago is not exactly the same man today. He's got new goals, new fears, new challenges. But if you never ask about them, if you never dig deeper, you'll wake up one day feeling like strangers. Curiosity is what keeps you connected, because it says, I still care about who you are becoming. Men love it when a woman is curious about them, not in a controlling way, not in a suspicious way, but in a way that shows interest. When you ask about his dreams, his thoughts, his plans, it makes him feel important. It makes him feel like you value his mind, not just his body. Men may not always say it, but they want to feel understood. They want to feel like someone cares enough to know what's going on inside. When you give him that, he lights up. Curiosity also keeps things playful. When you flirt, when you ask unexpected questions, when you take interest in things he loves, even if they're new to you, you create moments of excitement. It's like dating all over again. And that's the secret. People think passion fades with time, but really, passion fades when curiosity dies. If you keep discovering new sides of him and letting him discover new sides of you, the fire never goes out. Sometimes curiosity is about listening more than talking. When he shares something, don't just nod, ask questions. Go deeper. Show him you're invested, and let him do the same for you. Open up about things you've never shared before. Surprise him with parts of yourself he hasn't seen. When you keep unfolding like that, you never become predictable, and predictability is what kills excitement. The truth is, curiosity makes people feel alive because it brings back that sense of wonder. And every man wants to feel that with the woman he loves. He wants to feel like she's still interested, still intrigued, still paying attention. So don't assume you know everything. Don't stop asking. Don't stop exploring. Because when curiosity lives in a relationship, so does passion, excitement, and growth. And when a man feels like you're still curious about him after all this time, that's when he knows you truly care. That's when he realizes you're not just with him. You're still discovering him. And that is what makes the spark burn forever. In a world full of filters, fake smiles, and people trying to be what they think others want, authenticity is rare. And that's why it's powerful. Being real is the magic that separates you from everyone else. You don't have to act perfect. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not. Because the truth is, a man falls hardest for the woman who is unapologetically herself. When you're authentic, you're giving him something he can trust, something he can believe in. And trust me, men crave that more than they'll ever admit. See, the problem today is that too many people are performing. They say what sounds good. They dress for Instagram likes. They play games just to get attention. And you know what? That might work for a little while, but it won't last, because you can only wear a mask for so long before it cracks. And when it does, the whole thing falls apart. Authenticity means what he sees is what he gets. It means your words match your actions. It means you're honest about what you feel, what you want, and who you are. And let me tell you, when a man meets a woman like that, she stands out like a diamond in the dirt. Authenticity is attractive because it makes him feel safe. If he feels like you're real, he can trust his heart with you. He doesn't have to second guess every word, wondering if you're playing a game. He doesn't have to feel like he's being manipulated. A real woman doesn't have to trick a man into loving her. She knows her truth is enough. That confidence, that honesty, that rawness, that's the magic. Because you're giving him something no one else can fake, the real you. And let's be honest, authenticity feels good for you too. It's exhausting pretending to be perfect. It's draining trying to be someone you think he wants. But when you're real, you attract someone who loves you for exactly who you are. That means you don't have to hide your flaws. You don't have to walk on eggshells. You don't have to keep performing. Authenticity brings freedom, and freedom builds love that lasts. When you're authentic, you speak from the heart. You don't just say what sounds cute, you say what's true. And those words hit different because they're coming from a place of honesty. You laugh when you feel like laughing. You cry when you need to cry. You admit when you're wrong. That's not weakness. That's strength. Because it takes courage to be real in a world that rewards fake. And that courage is what makes a man respect you, trust you, and love you on a deeper level than he's ever known. So if you want to know what the real magic is, it's not in pretending to be flawless. It's not in playing hard to get. It's not in creating some fake version of yourself to impress him. The real magic is in being you, fully, fearlessly, and unapologetically. Because the woman who is authentic, she doesn't just capture a man's attention. She captures his heart, and you can say the most beautiful words in the world, but if you say them at the wrong time, they lose their power. Timing is everything when it comes to communication. It's not just what you say, it's when you say it. The right words at the right moment can change everything. They can turn a fight into peace, a doubt into confidence, a good man into a devoted one. But the same words said at the wrong time can fall flat or even cause damage. Think about this. A man comes home after the hardest day of his life. He's tired, frustrated, maybe even feeling like a failure. That's not the time to start nagging or complaining. That's the time to pause, breathe, and wait for the right moment. When you feel his energy settle, when you see him start to exhale, that's when you speak life into him. That's when you say, I'd appreciate everything you do. Those words in that moment will stick in his mind forever because they came when he needed them most. Timing makes words unforgettable because emotions lock them in place. When a man feels something deeply and you speak into that feeling, your words become branded in his heart. You ever wonder why some compliments last a lifetime? It's because they came at a moment of vulnerability, a moment when the person needed reassurance. Words have the most power when they meet a need. That's why patience is key. Don't rush to speak just because you want to be heard. Wait until it matters most. Another thing about timing, it's not just about serious moments. It's about the unexpected ones too. Sometimes the best time to say something meaningful is when he least expects it. A random text in the middle of his busy day saying, "Thinking about you," or "You make my life better," can light him up. Why? Because it came out of nowhere. It wasn't tied to a conversation or a request. It was pure, genuine, and timed perfectly to catch him off guard in the best way. Those are the words he replays in his head over and over. But here's the truth: bad timing can make good words worthless. You can say, "I'm proud of you," while rolling your eyes or while he's in the middle of trying to explain something, and it won't hit. You can say, "I love you," after an argument when neither of you has calmed down, and it won't land. Timing gives words weight. It makes them sink deep instead of just floating on the surface. So if you want your words to live in his mind, master the art of timing. Don't speak just to fill silence. Don't rush to fix everything with a quick line. Listen, observe, feel the moment, and then speak. Because when you say the right thing at the right time, it's unforgettable. It doesn't just touch his ears, it touches his soul. And that's how you make words last a lifetime.